back to the 2016-2017 NBA preview. Today we are covering the 13th ranked team in the preview, the Utah Jazz. My name is Josh, your Envyerz, and with me today, my co-host.
How's it going, guys? It's the king of the fourth quarter. Welcome back to the NBA preview.
We're finally into good teams, and this is one of the more difficult teams to grade, in my opinion, because it's a lot of unproven talent. And I feel like this could be either a 6 seed in the playoffs, the 8 seed in the playoffs, or they could be exactly like last year and barely miss it by one game. Do you feel that?
I see them being somewhere around there. Probably, I would say 6 or 7.
They got better, but before we talk about what they did in the offseason and their rotation, let's take a look at what they did last year. Dante Exum tore his ACL playing for Australia a year ago, and then Alec Burks, he was down with injury for a good majority of the season. But luckily for this Utah Jazz team, they got a third-string point guard named Shelvin Mack, who came to this team at trade deadline and was playing like a stud. He looked like one of the best starting point guards in the Western Conference at one point, just because it's absolutely crazy how Shelvin Mack can turn around this team. Looking at the starting point guard they have now, it's going to be kind of crazy what he does with this team if Shelvin Mack looks like a starter in the league.
Yeah, it's weird because I wouldn't even consider Shelvin Mack a legitimate point guard, but he's definitely an upgrade from Trey Burke and Raul Neto. So it's exciting to see what they're going to do this year when they actually have a starting caliber point guard there.
But other than that, nothing really happened last season. They were a very underrated team that went 40-42. And more importantly, the man Gordon Hayward let Kobe drop 60 points on him in his last game. Now, was Gordon Hayward trying? Who knows? But if I was Gordon Hayward, I would not let Kobe score 60 on me.
I think we're on different end of the spectrum because I thought Gordon Hayward's kind of just playing his respect and letting the fans see Kobe do it one last time.
If I was Gordon Hayward, I would pay no respect. I try to score 60 on Kobe. How do we transition into that? So let's take a look at the offseason moves and see what players they acquired to not let Kobe score 60, even though if Kobe's retired. So they acquired George Hill, Joe Johnson, Boris Diaw, lost Trevor Booker and Trey Burke, and drafted a few players that probably will not make an immediate impact with this team, if even making the team.
Their offseason, I would consider it like a top 5 offseason this year, honestly, because the acquisition or signing Joe Johnson and trading for Boris Diaw, those are very solid moves for this team. The team has been really young in the past couple years, and now they have Joe Johnson, who just played incredible for the Miami Heat when he decided to go there. And then Boris Diaw, who's always been a really solid locker room guy and still has a little bit in the tank. I'm really excited to see this team play. Now, again, as I mentioned earlier, they have a starting point guard in George Hill. George Hill's not the best, but he'll definitely take the load off of Gordon Hayward, who was kind of the point guard, the shooting guard, the small forward. It seemed like he was doing everything for them last year. So I'm excited to see Gordon Hayward play a little more off the ball this year. So, that's why we have them at this number.
They didn't really do much in the offseason, but like you were saying, I think they did enough. They added enough veterans to this team. And I feel like if they don't make the playoffs this year, which they should, they definitely should. On paper, they should make the playoffs. If they don't make it, though, I think it might be time to blow it up. Trade Derek Favors or Gordon Hayward, because if this group of young guys can't make it now, I don't see the window of opportunity ever being there, especially in the Western Conference.
That's probably the best team they've had in a couple years. And if it just doesn't work out, I think I agree with you. Somebody has to go. Maybe even both Derek Favors and Gordon Hayward, depending on how it really goes. But it'll be exciting to see if they can all mesh together this season.
I really hope so. No one talks about the Jazz. No one talks about Utah. So they definitely deserve something to go their way. So moving on to the projections for this Utah Jazz team. This is the projected starting lineup: George Hill, Rodney Hood, Gordon Hayward, Derek Favors, and Rudy Gobert. While their bench looks like Dante Exum, Alec Burks, Joe Johnson, Trey Lyles, and Boris Diaw.
And I think they have one of the best starting fives and one of the best benches in the league. Like, only thing they're missing is guys that have proven to be good players. I mean, not even good players, but playoff-worthy players. I mean, like we mentioned earlier, they have been in the playoffs in a couple years, and they've been continually getting better and better. And hopefully this is a year for them. Again, the offseason was just so great. Now they have these veteran guys. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do. Again, Gordon Hayward, I expect him to actually have a career year. I think he averaged a little above 20 last year, like 20.7. I can easily see that getting up to 25 now that he has some more players on his team that can score the ball. And they have, over the past couple seasons, have been one of the top defensive teams in the league. And again, I think that's going to stay too. So this team looks solid. This team definitely looks solid this year.
I mean, they definitely weren't a top defensive team in the league when they let Kobe score 60. So, you know, I can't let Gordon Hayward live that down. You know, even if he was paying respect or whoever was guarding Kobe in his last game, you shouldn't let an old man Kobe Bryant score 60 on you. But I do like the rotation nonetheless. Very, very well-rounded team. Nothing spectacular. I don't think they have that one standout superstar. Besides, I guess, Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward should definitely be that guy for him. In his mind, he thinks he's better than LeBron James. A few years back, he said so himself. So,
oh, yeah? He said that?
Yeah. I'm not sure if it was just all bluff, but hopefully this year he could back it up.
I don't see that happening.
Yeah,
but,
I definitely don't. But it's good to have that mentality. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely good to think that you're the best out there.
Now moving on to the projections of this Utah Jazz team. Last year, they went 40-42, almost a 500 team. It's kind of obvious what our choices are going to be, but over-under, where do you see this Utah Jazz team being?
Over, and I think those small changes they made to the team can honestly put them over 50 wins. I am really optimistic on this team. I mentioned this a couple videos ago, but the order that you're seeing right now is Josh's list. I also have my own list, and I have the Utah Jazz pretty high. I have them higher than what they are in this video. I'm really optimistic on their season and what they're going to do. So I'm saying they're going to get to about 50 wins this year.
50?
Said 50. I honestly believe
50.
that. 50, yep.
Wow. That's really high. That's 10 more wins, and I definitely see this team being a above 40 win team. I could see 45 at max, but 50?
Yeah,
that's like elite level status in the Western Conference.
Yeah, I know.
That's
it's
the
a
Golden
bold
State,
prediction.
the Spurs, the Clippers. That's some elite company right there. And
It's
I
a
don't think
bold
this Utah
prediction,
Jazz
but I
is
can see it
capable of
happening.
doing that this year. I feel like this year is the year to them to gel and see what they could do in the playoffs.
I think that if they're healthy, this team could get to 50, and that's probably my bold prediction from this series.
We'll definitely see. I see this team being improved, but I don't know. I don't see this team being an elite company with the teams I mentioned before in the Western Conference. I mean, other teams got better too, so I can't give this team 50 wins, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did, and I'd hope that this team is able to finally get over the hump and not just be an average NBA team, being the 8th or 6th seed, and then just getting kicked out in the first round. The top teams are still the top teams in the Western Conference. So with that said, this is our ranking of the Utah Jazz. We'll definitely see, but do you agree with us or disagree with us? Let us know in the comment section below, along with leaving a like if you enjoyed and sharing this on any social media. Speaking of social medias, all of our social media links will be in the description as well if you wish to follow us. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
We'll talk to you in the next one.